Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Spence, and I'm here today on TSPN News in Depth. We're on historic downtown Main Street of Jackson, California, in case anybody's watching this abroad, because it goes out on YouTube now, and people can watch it wherever they like. And I have two special guests with me today. The new president of Rotary Upcountry, Amador Upcountry, is Hank Arnold. Welcome, Hank.
Thank you very much.
And vice president this year, Kelly Wolin.
Hi.
And this is a special, like a Rotary roundtable.
Yes.
And
three Rotarians.
because there's so much going on with Rotary these days that people aren't familiar with, and it keeps changing year to year. And there's so many exciting projects that people do locally, and there are a number of chapters throughout Amador County. But Hank and Kelly are the new folks in energy represented in our upcountry. Okay. And I'm proud to be a Rotarian. I have a pin on as well. And, you know, in terms of projects locally and having a local impact and what we do throughout Amador County with all the service groups, it's extremely important. And I think people need to know more about Rotary. We're going to try to make it exciting today and talk a lot about a number of different things. But why don't we begin, Hank, by just telling a little bit about yourself now as president of Rotary and your favorite pet project that you're working on right now.
Yeah, I joined Rotary Upcountry in 1993. And this is my second go-around as president, because I guess I flunked the first go-around, so they made me do it a second time. So anyway, that's
how it
works. It's good to get a second chance.
Yeah.
That's right. And we do have an important project that's going on this year, and that has to do with a project with the Veterans Transitional Home up here in Jackson, where we are renovating the facilities to increase the number of veterans that can stay there until they find permanent housing in the community. And we just got approved with this, and we have $5,000 we're going to put into that renovation, and we're pretty proud of it. This is our second go around with a grant, and the first one Kelly actually was ahead of, and that had to do with Molly Joyce Park.
Right. So the past couple of years, we've been writing grants to our district, District 5190, and what they do is they match our grants. And then what we also try and do is within the community get other people to help sponsor us. And last year we had a grant to add canopies and shading to Molly Joyce Park, the lower field, and we were able to get the Little League, Amador County Little League East to participate with that, and the baseball players, the little leaguers. So we were able to put the shading and netting up over the two lower, I guess, dugouts. My kids are older. I haven't been in baseball for such a long time. But the dugouts. So, and then some backstops and some padding, and fix the pitching mound. Some water problems. We got some water problems fixed down there. Got to save water.
Those are two great projects. When people think of Rotary, they think of youth, seniors, and veterans as well. That was one of the projects, I think, is what brought us together in mutual interest. Victory Village was the name of the transitional housing down there. And it's for safety. For that grant money is going to go for fencing along the highway, because it's a very busy area that they're in, for the safety of children. And it not only extends out of the, you know, those are good examples of, at least the Victory Village one, of the projects from the Upcountry chapter, and how the outreach extends, you know, far beyond Upcountry. And there are a number of projects, you know, that we work together with other Rotary chapters with as well, and the overall effort and vision, I guess, is more toward community youth, seniors, veterans, would you say?
Yes.
Community service is where our focus is. And we have a number of projects throughout the year that we're involved in. The big one is, or some of the big ones are, the dictionaries for third graders. All the third graders in Upcountry get a dictionary this year. And we are partnered with all the other Rotary clubs who take care of Jackson, Ione, and Plymouth, who are doing the same thing. We have a scholarship program for high school students. And,
yes, you do. And my daughter was the proud recipient one year of the RILA program.
The RILA scholarships.
She made great friendships, and it continued on, and she still wears her T-shirt service above self. I see her up in Reno at the University of Nevada all the time. She wears that T-shirt.
I know, you do. You're proud when you have that on.
It is. Rotary, you have such good projects. I'm going to let you continue. I don't want to interrupt, but it's feeling good about
It does make you feel good.
the kids and what you're doing and the local impact. It's just that those projects really do make you feel good, and that's a big part of it. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, we are closely involved in the schools up there also. We finance sending kids to science camp each year. We're also involved in the Angel Tree program around Christmas, and that's support we give to the Pine Grove Community Center. We also
Backpacks.
all provide school supplies and backpacks for that program. We sponsor a Boy Scout troop, and they are also going to be part of a fundraiser we'll talk about in a few minutes. And then we also support a music and speech contest each year for high school students, and the person who wins that then has the opportunity to go up to Reno and compete up there for a significant amount of money. I believe it's about $1,000.
I've seen the music contest. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
So that's what we do. We have 3 fundraisers each year, and that's how we finance all these programs. We have a crab feed on the 3rd Saturday in January.
We're going to talk about events coming up, but I want to keep you on the vision, because you're the keeper of the vision now. You have to move the ball forward this year. And Kelly was president last year, and she did an exceptional job. And Roberta Pickett the year before. But you have some big shoes to fill in terms of moving the ball forward, and the vision for not only projects, but the ongoing food bank activities, and there's just so much going on in terms of service. When you mentioned service,
well, that's the focus of the club, is community service. And if you are interested in improving your community, Rotary is the place to go. And we're always looking for members.
Hands-on, great ideas. Like you were saying a minute ago, you're so proud when you get to help somebody. And it's actually fun. So when you're out there doing something, whether you're helping, we help the Lions Club at Christmas to Remember, and that's a whole nother organization. But our club sits out in the rain and the snow or the freezing during Christmas time, this first couple days in December, collecting money to give right back down to the Lions Club for their Christmas to Remember drive. So, but it feels good. It feels good.
It's all interconnected.
It is.
The projects that you do are one thing, but you guys are pros. I'm not going to throw any questions at you that you can't answer about Rotary. I was very impressed as a new member as to how organized you are, and all the history and experience. And when you say, come on in and join us, anybody that comes in and joins Rotary, Upcountry, comes into a very organized group. There's no, you leave all the nonsense at the door, and people are really all committed. It's a wonderful group of people. And there's just a focus that I was impressed with, and just a level of organization that I just was surprised by, especially Upcountry.
Yeah. Well, we're a small club. We're the smallest club out of 4 clubs in the county. We're the 2nd oldest club, Jackson being the 1st. We're on our 32nd year. I think Jackson's on their 63rd year. But we're the 2nd oldest club, but we're the smallest club. And, fundraising is how we have our money to give back to the community. And when we fundraise in the community, those dollars specifically go back into the community. Now, we have Rotary International that helps out across the whole world. And the Rotarians, we put our money into that pot for Katrina, 10 years ago, and so on and so forth. But, sometimes we don't have a lot of money because we're a very small club. So what we do is we volunteer. And one way we've been volunteering within the last 4 years was on Thursdays at the fairgrounds. We take care of all the ticket booths. So we're the admission. We volunteer all of our time that entire day on Thursday. Troy from the fairgrounds does not have to pay wages for anybody taking in the tickets because we're volunteering, and that's how we're contributing back to the fairgrounds.
It took Troy and his staff a little extra time to train me on the computer for the fair booth. Actually, it was very easy. I was surprised at how
Pretty
organized they
self-explanatory.
Hey,
I
yeah.
was surprised at how organized they were. And, we're going to come back in the second part of our segment here today and talk about all the events and how that funding, where that money goes and the type of events that are up and coming. But, people always think of Rotary as business, but it's more of a group of local resident community members doing the most that they can possibly do to have a local impact.
Improve the community.
Improve the community, the
absolutely.
friendships.
So
Yeah.
please stay tuned, and right after the break, we're going to come back and talk about some exciting events that are upcoming in the Upcountry that Rotary is putting on. So we're excited to share that with everybody, so please stay tuned.